I can tell you that I have had enough of this place. I've been here 1 week, and I gave myself a promise: if I don't find anything decent before noon on Friday, I'm out of here. And now it's just before noon, Eastern time, or it's probably just past 11 local time. The weather's good, so we're getting ready to rock and roll. Nobody hit me as far as I can see, unless somebody hit me in the back. No, everything is good. So this is Regina. Oh, check out this log. This is Regina, and the next big town is Brandon, which is already Manitoba. And after that, it's Winnipeg. So the goal for the day is to reach Flying J in Winnipeg or Headingley. But one thing I don't like is I'm empty, right? Why do we have so many tires on the ground? We gotta change that. Hold on. Yeah, this looks definitely better. So the front axle is in the air. This one is down, this one is in the air. So we're gonna confuse a lot of people when we pull out of a truck stop like this, driving forward. And the airbags are pretty similar, so the rear is not gonna overpower the trailer. So this is not exactly legal in Australia, but we're not in Australia, we're in Canada, especially Saskatchewan, so we are fine. I got something. I have no water. Been drinking a lot of water because I've been a good boy with my diet, and with some negative aspects of a driving lifestyle. So I've been a very good boy, and I lost probably 20? No, 25. I lost about 25 pounds.
They tried to cut out and fill it up.
Well, no. Well, it's the drivers who was saying that.
We never told
well, especially Rob.
We never told them that they should fill up the corner.
Kathy, you need to as well. So, I just don't moved on. Because Kathy's going to you guys have don't even switch it from a drop call to a fill call. You just need to switch it in a system because, you know, in case I need to still schedule the. Like, I brought it up to him on Wednesday. I was like, I thought we filled us. Thank you. He's like, no, they always fill because they just want ones and twos of each bottle brought out, and I just thought it was a waste of my time, so we made it a drop pump. And I was like, Coke's filling it now, you know that, right? Coke's always, yeah. So might as well, see why we can't fill it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here with Rob anyway, so it won't be
no
very
bonus
long
card
with me.
debit.
Like I help him at Giant Tiger, I help him at Dollarama. Perfect. So, there you go. And as I told Kathy, can you make sure Kathy doesn't
Thank you.
go too hard on the new
Excuse
driver?
me, sir.
No.
It's so hot in there, and they keep chatting. There's only one clerk, and there's 3 people doing nothing. Son of a gun. Anyway, we out of here. We are out of Regina. Regina. Bye-bye. So we're gonna do some driving on Victoria Avenue, which is Highway 1. Uh-oh. Cannot drink писька-кола с повязкой на рту. Oh boy, that feels good. I need these chemicals because I haven't been getting any in the diet since now I only eat protein. What is that? A woman is running. Not sure from who or from whom, as they say in New Zealand on Sundays. But anyway, we all set. So the logbook is prepped. The truck has been warmed up. AC is running. We got just slightly over 50% fuel. DEF is 93.7%. The cell phone is charging, and somebody of course sent me a load. All right, back to business. I'm going to tell you about that load. It's a pretty interesting story connected to that load. But I worked with a different broker, and I saw that load sitting on the board. Sorry, I need this space, so we're gonna reconnect. That's the charger for our tablet that I use for my navigation. The phone will go in here. Okay, my headset is ready. I don't see. Is it blinking green? Oh, blue. Okay, blue is good. So which means that if somebody calls me, I can answer with the headset call. All right. So let me get first to, we'll get to QW. QW. Victoria Avenue. Let's see how that thing is turning. Oh wow, it's turning good. And of course, it was not that simple, as you saw in the video. It took me probably 20 minutes. In this temperature now is 33 degrees, which is probably close to under 80. So because this trailer was not spec'd with any air lifts, it's all manual. So you have to drain. You saw me do this before, that's why I did not show it this time. So, and plus I thought I would have some fun with the magic. But yeah, you gotta drain all the air right in the back, and then you put boards like those. I have 3-inch boards, and then in front of them I put 4x4. If you try to put the big board under. We're gonna mute it. If you're gonna put a big board under, the tires will just push it on the pavement, even in this dry weather. So I know that you gotta make like a step, you know, first a small one and then a bigger one. And so I put that, I think it's mine is 3-inch, like the big boards, 3-inch tall, and then I put these tiny baby 4x4s, and got back in the cab and just drove, I don't know, 1 foot forward because I cannot see anything in the mirror because of the Jeep. And that's it. So first the front axle, and then I tighten the chain around the axle. And one more thing you gotta do is you gotta turn that little switch for the air so that no air goes back into that axle. And then I started the main switch for the air, which inflated all the suspension, but because now axle 1 and axle 3 are blocked, like air cannot enter, right? So that puts the air in axle 2 and axle 4, and effectively axle 1 and axle 3 go in the air, just like magic. Except of course Marshal Sergei had to run around like a headless chicken in 32C, but it worked. So yeah, I bought that load. I saw it on the board for about 2 weeks, and first the price was ridiculous, then it kept climbing, but it says the weight is 125,000 pounds. 125, and that's pretty much the max I can do with a permit, except I was sure I cannot do it in Quebec, because this was going from US through Ontario to Quebec. I know I can do it in Ontario, and I know I can do it in the state where it was loading, but I was not sure about Quebec. So and so I emailed this girl. I said, hey, I see that you are struggling to find a truck because it's a pretty heavy load, and when the holidays are coming, right? I said, how about I take it to the border between Ontario and Quebec? I said, I can do Ontario, I can do that state where you're loading, but they will not allow me these permits in Quebec. And all of a sudden she starts asking me irrelevant questions, basically trying to pick my brain without giving me an answer if she wants to do it to Ontario or Quebec border. She says, any idea how long the permits take? And I heard something recently, they've been very slow in Ontario. I said 10 days, that's what I heard. And she says, that's it? I heard something like almost a month. And I said, wait, so are you okay with me picking this up and moving to Ontario border, because Quebec border, because of course you will have to find a crane, right? So you have to load it now, then you have to unload it. But I said it's just too heavy. And my logic was that it might be easier for them to find a carrier from Quebec that has those crazy 315 tires on the truck, 305 tires on the trailer. That's what they run with in Eastern Canada, because they get much more weight. And she didn't respond, and then it was a couple of days later I emailed her again. I said, so what's the verdict, what's the story? And she says, well, I'm not sure if my customer would be willing to do load unload. And so she says, yeah, the customer is not willing to do that. And then I remember my old contact, like a buddy of mine used to work for this crane company, And he has a buddy working at the Ministry of Transportation of Quebec. That's what it's called, like kind of like DOT in the States, right? DOT for a state, but in Quebec and Ontario it's called Ministry of Transportation. And I had the copies of emails this guy sent me, because we were talking about the weight, like what's the maximum weight I can do in Quebec with my previous setup, you know, when I had 60 ton, right? 4-axle truck, 4-axle trailer, no booster, no Jeep. And so we figured it was about 100,000 pounds, that's it. And so now, of course, you know, I have the Jeep and this stuff, and I just decided to double check, because they don't give me much weight because of my tires, right? They don't like these regular 275 millimeter tires, and on the truck I have 11 24 5s. Like I said, they want 315 on the truck, 305 on the trailer. Well, like, who's crazy enough? Because those tires are much taller. Like, I'd be sitting like this. Like, then there's no point using an RGN. You might as well use a flatbed. So anyway, I start chatting by email with this guy from Ministry of Quebec, and he's telling me some interesting things that I did not know before. And I said, hey, I thought last time we communicated you said this. And he says, well, there's 2 types of permits, and under this other permit you can get this. And I'm like, holy moly, okay, hold on. So I emailed this lady and I say, hey, it looks like I might be able to do Quebec as well. And she said, well, that would be super great, because yeah, my customer doesn't want to unload, reload at the Ontario-Quebec border line. And so now I talked to my other friend, another heavy hauler from Toronto, asked his advice. I said, were you able to get this much weight? And he was just recently he was moving some kind of a crane, but he had like 13 axles, but he told me what he was able to get on a tandem, and that gave me a good idea. So so it's difficult, it'll take a while. He said, yeah, Ontario will take 3 weeks, Quebec might take 10 days, so it's a lot of waiting. And so based on that, so now we have this, you know, the most important part out of the way, that I can actually do this load and get permits. Well, 90% chance. So now we just needed to talk about the rate. Like, I see her rate went up, but I said, hey, I'm gonna load and I'm gonna sit on my butt for 3 weeks. Like, any chance you can pay me this? And she says, oh, no, I only have that, what she posted. And I said, well, I'm sorry, but I only have 1 trailer, so I cannot just, you know, if I was a fleet, right? Then you drop the trailer, they load it, you measure everything, you order permits, and then you send the truck back to the yard, and you give the poor schmuck another trailer, and he keeps chugging along at 30 cents a month, right? Beautiful, everybody's happy. Unfortunately, in my case, if I leave him the trailer, all I can do is power only loads, which are super cheap, and my truck it's a heavy haul truck, so I'm too tall, right? If I hook up a drive-in trailer, like a typical Fura, a typical box trailer, the top will be at 1310. Ask me how I know. And so I can do power only. My favorite actually type is when they require a heavy haul truck, you know, like some big machine on its own chassis, and it's heavy and it needs a 4-axle truck. Then I know they pay very good, because A regular truck cannot do it. But those loads are very rare. They're rare. And so chance of me finding a load is pretty much zero. So I would have to wait 3 weeks for the permits. And I said, no, I cannot do it for that price. It's 125,000 pounds. And now why I'm telling you all this is because that email I saw was the same load. It was about the same load, just different broker. So I'm guessing either they're bidding on this or the shipper got tired of that broker number 1, gave it to broker number 2, and so I have no idea. Wow, check this out. So I have no idea how much money this guy has, so I sent him the same number. Hey, permits will take 3 weeks. This is what I need. And of course I didn't check the phone since I started driving. So I'm still north of Michigan. So worst case scenario, I'll just go south from Winnipeg. Oh, wait a second. Not Winnipeg, the other one. I can enter Ontario and then just go south towards Michigan. Basically, there is a way to get to Michigan, but for now I'm leaving Saskatchewan. So in about 2 hours, probably, no, maybe 3 hours, I'm gonna enter Manitoba, and then I'm gonna shut down at the Flying J in Winnipeg. And there were a couple of other loads I was looking at. I remember one guy had a load in Alberta going to Las Vegas, you know. But again, you know, Ontario is here, Las Vegas is here. Like, I'm getting further away from home, but if he was willing to pay good money, I would go. And this thing, he said it was, he told me the make and model, it was a huge motor grader, like a scraper, except, you know, not a truck, but one of those huge machines with a big knife. So motor grader, Caterpillar 16H. If you guys have nothing better to do, just look it up. Caterpillar 16H. That thing is like super long. And I told this guy, I said, hey, I can do it because all I need to do is just rehook my booster, make it 3+1, because I would need to put the front axle of that motor grader on the axle bolster, and I figured I would need the second one, not the first one. And right now I only have 2 axles, right, on the trailer, so there's only 1 axle bolster. But if I do 3+1, then I get another axle, and now I can do that. And so all I needed from this guy, so now again that we verified I can do it, and it was 69,000 pounds. I'm okay with the weight. But I told him, I said, hey, I have a tandem Jeep. So as soon as I enter US, I'm gonna be 105 feet long. I gotta take the Jeep with me. I'm not from Alberta. And so I said the permits will be expensive, and I gave him a quote. I guess he thought it was too high again, so he never got back to me. So that was just another example, another useless communication. Okay, hold on. Hello? Yeah, hi. Sorry, excuse me? Oh, am I hiring? No. I'm a small company. I just have 1 truck, 1 trailer, so I'm driving myself. All right, bye. Yeah, some guy was asking me if I'm hiring. I wanted to joke. I wanted to say, hey, I just fired everybody. I was not happy with the performance, and I'm driving myself. But I did not say that. Anyway, I guess we're gonna cut this blockbuster here in the middle of nowhere in Saskatchewan. Fields on the left, fields on the right. I feel pretty happy. I got money in the bank. I'm losing weight. I changed my lifestyle. I'm on a new diet. There's much more loads on the load board than 3 weeks ago. So even if I didn't book anything, I feel super optimistic. And I'm driving towards my Dodge Challenger 392, which I've been missing. So life is good. Thank you for watching, boys and girls. We'll do another update once I get closer to Ontario, or maybe my destination changes and I get a load somewhere between here and Ontario. Ciao.